Hello, boys and girls. We are back for another week. And, well, the van I just got in one of the previous videos, because I'm not even sure which one I've posted yet, is gone. And that's because my buddy Lucas showed up this morning in his new toy. And I went, ooh, I like that. Can I have it? Now I got an S10.
S15.
S15. I don't know if they can hear you. You probably need to go grab the other mic off the wall over there.
Whatever.
So
I'm going to run up and grab your other parts.
Okay.
While you're starting.
Yeah, okay. That works. So, it is an 82 GMC S15. Since she's making a valid point that it's an S15, not an S10, blah, 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 blah. But as you can tell, it is... it's dirty. And it's dirty inside and out. The inside is legitimately no better than the out currently. It is, yeah. Dirty. Yeah, so we got a lot of cleaning to do today. The tires are square, so they need changed. We're going to put the good old Firebird wheels on it because I think they're going to look good on it. She doesn't know it yet, but I have a 2.4 drop on the way. I ordered 2-inch drop spindles and 4-inch blocks for the rear. Those will be here by Monday. So we're going to try to get those done before I got to go back to work. Well, yeah, it's 86. It's a V6, not a 4-cylinder. Downside is it's an auto, not a 5-speed. So we got the bigger engine, but we got the worse transmission. So it is what it is. If I end up liking it and decide to keep it, as you guys know, there does happen to be another LS that doesn't need to go into the Impala, and a spare TH400 that also doesn't need to go into the Impala laying back there that, you know, could maybe sneakily find their way into an S10. Maybe. I also gotta check. That might be a TH350 that's already in it. If that's the case, we could probably just bolt the 5.3 to it and call it a day. Because it's not like with those 215s, I'm going to have enough traction to hook anyway. Yeah, so the basic goal is for right now, clean it up, make it run a little bit better. We did go through it this morning, and I found a ton of vacuum leaks in it. And we plugged off most of them. I dumped in some sea foam. That seemed to help a little bit. I gotta have keys in order to get into anything. So, since the woman that broke in and cleaned the garage, for those of you that didn't see that video, it was only like a 4-minute video. Over my birthday, we went to Auburn, Indiana, to the Auburn Cord Duesenberg Museum, and a couple other museums that are over that way, like I think the Early Ford Museum, the National Auto Truck and Toy Museum, I believe, is over there, is what it's called. It's like right beside the Duesenberg Museum. Dang it. But as we were finishing up at the first two museums, we stopped, we got a bite to eat, and we got a call from our son asking if I told someone they were allowed to be in the garage today. Well, I wasn't here. And I told him no one had called me. And he goes, well, there's a woman in the garage right now. I think she's trying to steal the Celica. I'm trying to steal that because, like, she was standing there, had the driver's side door open, had a key around her neck and everything. Didn't have the right key for the car, for starters. That would have ended poorly for her if she did when the cops showed up. Obviously, we called the cops. We had no idea what she was doing because, well, we were 2 hours away from home. My oldest son was the only one that was here. I don't know how much of that you guys can even hear at this point. Hang on. Anyway, so yeah, we were too far away to do anything about it. So he called the cops, which was absolutely 1,000% the smart thing to do. My buddy Lucas come over and blocked the garage doors as the cops were showing up. So even if she would have had a set of keys, she couldn't have got out anyway because there was a giant F-350 taking up this entire spot. So the cops asked us if we wanted to press charges, all that, and we said obviously we did because, well, she broke into the garage. But then we got here and we got to looking, and things got weird because like there were things laying around that weren't laying where they were before, and some of it's already been moved again because like none of this was here. But like she cleaned over here and like even swept the floor some. She put all that stuff kind of in a box. She organized all the parts on the top of the engine over here. That was down on the floor. She put it up there. I don't know why. She had organized this shelf a little bit more and like moved all my GoPro stuff over here. All of her clothes and stuff was laying on this shelf right here, as well as some other random odds and ends and a bunch of she must have spray painted that on there too. Weird, because that wasn't there before. Like that's what I'm saying. We're still discovering stuff. Like her clothes, a bunch of weird love notes and stuff was up here. She took the stickers and stuff out of my clutch box. She had actually sticker bombed the back of the Nova. You can see the Zoom sticker laying up there. She was going to put that on the back of the Nova. Or no, not Nova. She did sticker bomb the back of the Celica. She was going to put that on the back of the Celica. She took this phone charger out of it, put that one and this in there. She wiped down about half of the interior in it. I think when he came out and she had the door open, she wasn't trying to steal it. She was getting ready to wipe off the dash and everything on this side to clean up this side of the car. Then we got over here. She cleaned off the top of this shelf. I don't think she messed with a lot over here other than she moved some of the Hot Wheels. And I know that because the officer was watching her do it and told her to put them all down. She cleaned up everything that was over here in this corner. She like started to like line up and neatly put away all the paint. She lined up and neatly put away all the oil jugs and stuff that was up there. That sign was laying over there. She moved it over here and stacked a bunch of other stuff with it. Did it rather, again, neatly. Yeah, I was like, and we're still finding other little things like right now. This is hers. I don't know what it is. But yeah, that is some kind of weird little necklace. That was hers. And I know it seems bad that I'm throwing it away, but the cop told me to do that. She had this stuff neatly folded and set with other clothing and stuff. Set with her clothing, I will say, but at the same time, like, she was gathering up clothing and putting it all together. Like, right here where my hats are, she hung them up. There's a few other things, like everything had like some little love note in it. Like the Celica had a love note. This one didn't. This seems to be the only car I don't really think she touched at all. Or no, she didn't touch it at all. She hadn't touched the van. The Nova had love notes and like fake rose petals on the dash, and she had her earbuds laying in here. She hung a necklace up on the rear view mirror. The Cadillac had fake rose petals on the seat, and the Fiat, which we've not really been back into since, she had folded down the back seats. Yeah, she folded down the back seats. I haven't looked in here to see if there's anything going on with it. There doesn't appear to be. But every time I think I've found everything, like, that could be her, not the wife. I don't know. I'd have to ask the wife. Every time we think we've figured everything out, we find more later. So it's kind of I'm at a loss on what she did and what she didn't do. So yeah. The cherry incense thing that's in the car, was that you? Like the air is like a tree? Maybe that's what it is. This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you? Okay.
Yeah.
Should be in the side room. Well, you guys missed about 5 minutes of our talk. We found a bunch of spots over there she spray painted. Now we're trying to find the pressure washer. And they should be there in the side room. Literally right there in front of your face.
I wasn't looking up because I'm used to being here.
Yeah. All right. Enough of me yammering. We're going to go ahead and get this shut off and start washing this thing. See how it goes. All right. We're starting by soaking it all down a little bit. She's putting a bunch of cleaner degreaser stuff on it. I would like to say it's super clean, but she just filled the bottle with non-super clean because we're out of super clean.
Yeah, I literally just soaked that part with the
Yeah. But once she gets to a point that she's stopping, we'll start get all the air out of the pressure washer. There we go. Let's do a little spot. Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. Like butter. Why does that thing keep... You got the hose all the way on?
Are you sure?
Like you turned it till the handle stopped turning?
I don't know.
Oh, let's see here. We'll go double check it. All right, the hose wasn't all the way on. We're gonna try this again. I'm gonna set you guys up in time lapse and just start kind of spraying this thing down here in a second, as soon as she's done spraying things. That can be really clean. All right, let's get the whole side of the truck done. All right, let's just take a second to appreciate how well this side just cleaned up. Like, I haven't touched the front end completely yet, but like, like same with the roof. This whole side of the truck cleaned up really well. This side's in a shadow, so it's a little harder to tell, but I mean, this compared to this, I mean, way better. Like, I'm honestly kind of surprised at how well it's cleaning up. So far cleaning up better than I thought it would. Looks a hell of a lot better. Does it or does it not? Like, that looks like an almost acceptable vehicle now.
Almost.
Yeah.
One more spot.
One more spot? Yeah, I can't get in there with the... You can't get in there with it. It doesn't have a good enough spray. That's one of those we're gonna have to empty the bed and probably take the top off. Because like I was trying and you just can't. She's talking about right there between the back windows. Yeah, you're not hitting any of it. Yeah, you almost do and then you completely miss. It's too thick, you're not moving any of it. It's one of those, it's a good idea in thought, but it's just...
some of the leaves come out.
So.
That's more along the lines of what I'm trying to do.
Again, you're not hitting any of it. It's gonna sound terrible, but you know you'd probably have a better after. What, baby? Yeah, because you don't have the cap on all the way. So you're just wasting the water. You'd probably almost have a better chance of trying to open that slider. And just destroy the interior completely. Huh? Yeah, the interior needs a massive detail.
It's definitely got that
Sat for 20 years mildew smell.
GMC smell.
Yeah. That'll be another thing we gotta tackle. That may be a tomorrow problem for me since I can't smell it. Is I work on wiping down the interior. So I'm really hoping I can bring that seat back and it look okay. Considering Lucas said that seat, this side has had a box setting on it with a buckle rusting into it for like a decade or two. But still has the original jack and I don't know what's under there. All right. That's rusty but needs painted. So we've discovered at this point that my theoretical rust-free S10 is realistically more like 97% rust-free. There is some bubbles starting in the rockers, but overall not bad. So, but realistically, this is about where we're going to call it for the cleanup portion of it. Because, as you guys can see right there, we have a stack of boxes ranging from... What all did you grab? Because I see the brake lines.
Brake lines, calipers, spark plugs, wires, and filter.
Did you grab the cap and rotor that I ordered while you were up there too? That Al ordered in for me?
I didn't know that was a thing.
Okay, so we got to go back up and grab more parts. Or I got to go back up and grab more parts. Oh boy, reason to drive the Nova. Works for me. So, I say that, but it's probably gonna be a reason to drive the RAV4 because it's got AC. Yeah.
That is my shirt all done.
No, your shirt's nowhere near dry. What? All right, I'm gonna cut you guys off there, and I'll bring you back. We're probably gonna be doing the front brakes on it next, or the tune-up, one or the other. It doesn't run terrible, it just doesn't run great. And considering everything's never been changed since at least 2006, I'm gonna guess prior to that, I'm gonna guess everything, spark plug wires, cap, rotor button, all that stuff is probably pushing 30, 40 years old. We're just gonna go ahead and change it all. And the little bit I drove it around the block a couple times, and Lucas actually drove it like 30 mile, 40 mile, which was sketchy because those tires are square. One of the front brakes is hanging up, and I think the other one's just not working at all. So we're gonna deal with that and see if we can't get this old girl just running a bit better and go from there. Hopefully your guys' view is not terrible, because that lens looks like crap. All right, there we go. All right, shut it off before it dies. Well, I gotta say, I don't know who owned it, but I'm guessing they were a little goofy, and they had a pretty good spring in their step. Yep, I did that. I'll just see myself out now. Thank you. Thanks for watching while you did. Bye. Well, progress has been made. Start up here. I got all the big trash cleaned out of the interior. Now we just got to get to where we're vacuuming and wiping things down. This is the stuff I didn't want to throw away. And then in the bed, the bright spot, the wind for the whole thing. Wow, that echoes really bad. The wind is, the bed floor is clean. Like, there's hardly any scratches or anything in it or anything from the looks of it. So that makes me really happy, because it's been protected by that carpet forever. Wow, there's an echo. So yeah, so me and Lucas were both very afraid, because there is a crack in the roof of this thing up here where there's a very visible hole. We were concerned that rain had gotten into that for a while and had rotted out maybe that corner, or had just maybe gotten that carpet wet enough that it rotted out the whole floor, and neither one of us knew it. So this was a big win, to find that this is clean. Well, clean in the sense that, you know, there's no rot. It's still dirty. The interior is still nasty as well, but we're gonna get ready to start vacuuming that to take care of a lot of that, go from there. Might go see about some like vinyl dye to clean up these panels some too, just because the panels are the thing that let down the interior the most. Well, other than the nastiness it is the rest of the interior currently. But yeah, all right, let's get the vacuuming. Well, progress has been made. Start up here. I got all the big trash cleaned out of the interior. Now we just got to get to where we're vacuuming and wiping things down. This is the stuff I didn't want to throw away. And then in the bed, the bright spot, the wind for the whole thing. Wow, that echoes really bad. The wind is, the bed floor is clean. Like, there's hardly any scratches or anything in it or anything from the looks of it. So that makes me really happy, because it's been protected by that carpet forever. Wow, there's an echo. So yeah, so me and Lucas were both very afraid, because there is a crack in the roof of this thing up here where there's a very visible hole. We were concerned that rain had gotten into that for a while and had rotted out maybe that corner, or had just maybe gotten that carpet wet enough that it rotted out the whole floor, and neither one of us knew it. So this was a big win, to find that this is clean. Well, clean in the sense that, you know, there's no rot. It's still dirty. The interior is still nasty as well, but we're gonna get ready to start vacuuming that to take care of a lot of that, go from there. Might go see about some like vinyl dye to clean up these panels some too, just because the panels are the thing that let down the interior the most. Well, other than the nastiness it is the rest of the interior currently. But yeah, all right, let's get to vacuuming. Boys and girls, so we did the tune-up. I did it off camera because, well, I was fighting with it a little bit. It was a pain to get to everything. Next thing I gotta figure out is where the vacuum advance is supposed to hook up. I'm actually going to run and talk to one of her coworkers. Al seems to know a lot about these. Al knows a lot about a lot of things, I've come to learn the more I talk to him. So he has been a wealth of knowledge on a lot of instances. So, and the vacuum advance not being hooked up is part of the reason why it's lazy as it is. I'm going to go ask him which port it's supposed to be hooked to on this, because there's like 4 options on this thing and I don't know which one it is. 5 options on this thing and I don't know which one it is. So I'm just going to go ask him. He's more than likely going to know, whereas I have no idea. So we'll go talk to him, and from there we will start figuring some things out. We'll get some vacuum line, because I know there's at least a couple foot of vacuum line on here that needs to be changed. So he says that's going to help with the way it wants to run, because these things really need the vacuum advance. And the spark plug wires are done, spark plugs are done, distributor cap, rotor button's done. So if you have one of these and you have the V6, pay attention to either your firing order before you take everything apart, and if yours is as stock as this, be prepared. It's going to be a nightmare to get everything apart. And oh man, see, if do I have any water left? We may be stopping everything to do just a fridge run. So, it is hot in here. Oh, I got 3 waters left. We're good. Oh, I need to go get some water tomorrow or today, one or the other. You will find 2 different firing orders online. One is absolutely correct and the other one is absolutely wrong, at least for the early ones. You want to use the one where the firing order starts with number 1 up here on the passenger side, not number 1 on the driver's side. If you start with the one with number 1 on the driver's side, your truck will not run. Ask me how I know. And then when you think maybe you just put everything off one wrong on the cap, it will fire out the intake. Ask me how I know. But yeah, so it doesn't really sound much different than it did before. So I don't think the tune-up was really much of it. I think it now is really starting to boil down to the carburetor or vacuum leaks. That being said, I've driven it a little bit. It is drivable, but I do with the key. Put the key back in. See, and once it starts to warm up, it does run a lot better. So, I mean, it fires right off. It just seems to have a bit of a camp, which is about how it sounded before. So, it doesn't seem lazy about it. So, I don't think I have anything off timing wise, other than the fact that the vacuum advance isn't hooked up. So we're going to run up, talk to Al, figure that out. And he offered to rebuild the carb. I'm going to see if he wants to take that one home and do it, and what he's going to charge me to do it, and go from there. Or if he wants the one physically off of the truck. I'm going to tell him to simplify the thing as much as possible because he knows what he's looking at. I do not. So we'll go from there with that. But yeah, all right. I'll be back. I'm hot. We also need to know, other than I'm missing the wing nut to hold everything down, this thing actually doesn't sound too bad now that the vacuum advance is hooked up. I think that took care of another vacuum leak too. So idling good. See, is it reading the temp at all yet? It's just starting to come up the temp. Responding to throttle great. I think that was the magic touch. Which means now we can just move on to the front brakes. I did drop that other dual jet off with Al. He is going to take it home, spend the next few days, week, so whatever, and he's going to clean it up. Back here at the exhaust, it doesn't sound too bad. Now we have a massive exhaust leak. I've got to find a exhaust manifold for it, but we are on the right track. Like, this is livable. So, and I mean, and then when you shut it off, bump the key, there we go, fires right back up. So now at this point, the wing nut I believe is in the Tundra. We get the wing nut put back on. I may just take, well, I want to get the brakes done before I take it for another drive. Plain and simple. I want them done before I drive it again. Just because I think they're dragging and causing some of the issues I'm feeling. I could be wrong. I might not. I may be. I might not be. Not 100% sure. I also question whether or not there is a vacuum modulator on the transmission that's unhooked. So we're probably going to look at that while we're under there too. Figure out where that needs to be ported to. And get all that hooked back up. But I think for the moment, once we put that wing nut on, it is good. Good enough for the guy it's for. That guy is... So, well, brakes are done. Those actually went surprisingly easy. And I didn't film it because of the fact that, well, they're the same brakes that's on there. They're the same brakes that's on there. They're the same brakes you'll see me do on that. They're the same brakes you watched me do on the other Cadillac. You've seen me do this same exact brake a lot of times. So, and, well, we got to put front spindles on it, so you're going to get to see it then. So today was just about making it work. So I figure we will hop in and we will we'll go for a little test drive and see how things go. Then get some things cleaned up because I think Seth is coming over here in a little bit to work on his car. So, because he has to run fuel lines in that. That's now his. So, there's that. I don't think we're going to film that. I think we're just going to knock it out and get it done. But I figure, you know, chickens. Oh, got their attention. Do not know why they're over there. They've been over there all day. It's kind of weird. Don't know where they came from. But yeah, figure I'll throw you guys up there on the dash. Or more likely in the window. And see how it drives. It's going to drive like it's on square wheels because it's still on the old tires. But we're not going to go real far with it. We're just going to go around the block a couple times. And just see how it does. See how the brakes feel. All that. So, I had Al drive it and he agrees with me. Everything seems to be, that's left running wise, it's kind of wonky. Does seem to be all in the carburetor. So, but the more heat it builds up as it's driving, the better it drives. So we're gonna live with it for now. I hate the way it sounds with the broken exhaust manifold, but what we're gonna do. Yeah, all right. Enough yapping, let's get you guys in the window. All right, got you guys up the window. Shut the door. Shut the glove box that keeps falling open. Key in. Starts up great. Now that the brakes aren't dragging in the front, it backs up, takes off, and moves a lot easier. So yeah, it's just a solid little truck. We're gonna keep an eye on the temp gauge, but other than that, I mean, shifts okay. Now that the front brakes are done, stops really well, doesn't really pull. Yeah, I mean, overall, I can't complain. This is a solid little truck. Like, the worst thing about it at this point is the fact that the tires are square and the carb needs some work. Tried doing a burnout with it earlier. It won't do one. There's not enough power. Maybe once the carb's rebuilt and it's a little snappier, it'll do a burnout, but it ain't doing one right now. I don't think this little 2.8's got enough power to do it. Even running right, I don't know if it has enough power to do it. So, yeah. Put your foot in it. 25. 30, 35, woo! Got the whole 37 before I let off. She's a little rocket. Not really. Ow. It does drive good though. Steering's tight. I can't complain. Well, I'm not going to complain. It's pretty good. As always, thank you guys for watching. The next video, we're going to make this truck look a little bit more proper, clean it up a bit more, give it a bit of an attitude, give it an attitude adjustment, give it an altitude adjustment, and make this little grandpa rig just a little less grandpa-like, because that's what it needs to be a daily. Right now, it's way too stock to be a good daily for me. Uh-oh. Wonder what happened here. Yeah. Just a little too stock to be a daily for me. These tires gotta be changed either way. All this like hobbling around, it feels like it's probably even looks like it's doing on camera right now. It's all the tires. They're that out of round from setting. So I mean, that's 35 mile an hour. It kind of starts to smooth out, but not really. So the only gauge that doesn't seem to work, at least not 100% work, is the gas gauge. Yeah. Alright. This is where we're gonna cut it. Well, there's not really a lot more to show you guys on it. At least not this time around. Like I said, next round we're gonna get a little bit more done. Get this thing the full daily driver spec for me. And show you guys more on it then. The only thing I don't think I will get done next video is I doubt we will get the exhaust fixed. Probably gonna have to live with that exhaust leak for a while. I gotta find a manifold. I'm not having any luck with that at the moment. So, but I've also only looked about an hour. All right. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching. As always, like, share, subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.